The Great Chill, How a Humble Machine Turned Us into Climate Royalty. A story of sweat, ingenuity, and icy redemption. Chapter 1. When the world was just hot. Once upon a time, summer was not just a season, it was a full-blown survival test. Imagine walking through New York in July, dressed in wool suits, top hats, and a thick layer of Victorian optimism. There were no escape buttons, no remote controls with snowflake icons, only hand fans, lemonade, and a whole lot of wishing thinking. People sweat, fainted, fanned themselves with newspapers, and pretended everything was fine. But it wasn't. Behind the polite smiles, everyone secretly wished for one magical invention, a machine that could chase heat away. If only it had come sooner. Maybe Shakespeare would have written a summer romance without all the sweating. Maybe Mozart would have composed a symphony in C minor for melting musicians. Maybe, just maybe, someone would have invented iced coffee in 1705. Chapter 2. The Accidental Cool. It wasn't comfort that birthed modern air conditioning. Nope. It was ink. Yes, ink. In 1902, a young engineer named Willis Carrier was trying to fix a problem at a printing press in Brooklyn. The humidity was messing up the paper and ink, the colors ran, the paper curled, and the machines groaned. But Willis didn't just wipe his brow and complain. He did math. He did calculations. And then he built a machine that could control temperature and humidity, not to cool people, but to cool the press. That was it. That was the moment. No grand applause, no confetti, just a quiet hum of a giant machine, and history changed. Chapter 3. Air Conditioning for the Elite. The early air conditioners, think less appliance and more industrial beast. These things were massive. They used ammonia. They looked like something out of a steampunk factory. If you wanted one in the 1920s, you'd need to be a millionaire, or at least run a movie theater. So yes, Hollywood theaters were among the first to get air conditioning. Suddenly, going to the movies wasn't just about the film, it was about escaping the heat. Audiences flocked in for a black and white thriller and left feeling like royalty. Government offices followed, so did banks. Then mansions. The rest of the population? We were left waving fans and pressing cold cucumbers to our foreheads. Chapter 4. The Window Unit Revolution. Fast forward to 1931. Two engineers, J.Q. Sherman and H.H. Schultz, finally asked the question, what if everyone could afford a cool breeze? And just like that, the first window AC was born. It was clunky, it was loud, it cost $600, which back then could buy you a brand new car or a small plot of land. But people wanted it. They needed it. It was freedom in a box. And soon, American suburbs were lined with humming window ACs, buzzing like cicadas of modern comfort. Chapter 5. The Split AC Enlightenment. Then came the 1960s and 80s. The Japanese, known for miniaturizing everything from cameras to cities, asked a better question. Why should the noisy part be inside? Companies like Toshiba and Daikin invented the split AC, sleek, silent, and oh so smart. The noisy compressor lived outside. The coolness floated inside. It was a symphony of design, technology, and pure chill. And it set the stage for the global cool takeover. Chapter 6. America gets obsessed. By the 1970s and 80s, air conditioning had gone from luxury to necessity. Office buildings were climate-controlled. Schools became bearable. Even fast food joints boasted of ice-cold AC in big, bold letters. Then came the car AC, because why should traffic jams be sweaty? The Packard Motor Company introduced it in 1939, and although it took decades to become mainstream, By the time the 2000s hit, driving without AC felt medieval. Think about it. Road trips, motel rooms, summer weddings, first dates, political debates. None of these would be tolerable or memorable without the cooling hum of artificial weather. Chapter 7. Oops, we cooled too much. But with great chill came great consequences. Old refrigerants? Total villains. They punched holes in the ozone like it was bubble wrap. Energy consumption skyrocketed. Cities began to sizzle with the urban heat island effect because of all the hot air being pumped out of buildings. But still, innovation didn't stop. We got eco-friendly refrigerants, smart thermostats, and solar-powered cooling, because we realized it's not about freezing everything, it's about balance. Chapter 8. What if it had come sooner? Imagine if ancient Rome had AC. Maybe the empire would have lasted longer. Imagine if Lincoln had AC during the Gettysburg Address. Would have been way shorter. Imagine if high schools in the 50s had better cooling. Maybe more kids would have passed algebra. Air conditioning didn't just change rooms, it changed timelines. It made productivity possible. It made summer survivable. Chapter 9. Humans, the indoor polar bears. Today we're polar bears in office chairs. We go from air-conditioned homes to air-conditioned cars to air-conditioned gyms to air-conditioned malls. It's our armor, our invisible force field. And though it started as a solution to sticky ink, it became a symbol of progress, comfort, and the human refusal to just sit there and sweat. So the next time you walk into a room and sigh at the cool air, remember, it was all because of one man, one printing press, and one very hot summer. Long live the chill! Lesson learned from the air conditioning story. Innovation often begins with a small problem, but its impact can change the world. Willis Carrier wasn't trying to cool people, he just wanted ink to dry properly. Yet his invention reshaped how we live, work, build cities, and survive heat. Comfort leads to progress. Air conditioning didn't just make summers bearable, it enabled productivity in hot climates year-round, learning, and the rise of places like Silicon Valley, Texas, Dubai, and Singapore. Luxury today was a miracle yesterday. What we take for granted, a cool room, a breezy car, or a chilled mall, was once unthinkable, rare, and wildly expensive. Gratitude matters. Technology solves one problem, but can create new ones. AC saved lives and changed economies, but also contributed to climate change. Every solution needs responsibility and innovation to evolve. So, next time you're in a cool room sipping iced coffee while the sun blazes outside, thank an engineer, think about sustainability, and appreciate how far we've come.